Hey guys, my name's Lindsay. I graduated from Malone in 2018, and since then I've been working at the Louisville Zoo in Kentucky. I absolutely love my job. I am a zookeeper in the island's mammal department, where I get to take care of a variety of animals native to the islands of Indonesia. This includes orangutans, saimangs, Sumatran tigers, Malayan tapirs, babirusa, porcupines, and fruit bats. So a little bit of everything. As a keeper, it's my job to make sure that these animals' daily needs are met. This means feeding them proper nutritious diets, cleaning up after them, providing plenty of suitable enrichment to keep them occupied throughout the day, doing training sessions through operant conditioning, addressing any medical needs that may come up, and just making sure their overall health and well-being is well maintained and well cared for. I absolutely love my job. As I said, working with animals is really always entertaining because they're a little bit unpredictable, so they make every day a little bit different, and it just keeps things fun. I especially do love that I get to make a personal connection with the animals, but I also get to help guests that come visit our zoo make a personal connection as well. We do a lot of daily keeper talks where we get to help guests learn about the animals and teach them fun facts about them, and they grow to appreciate the animals. And this is really important because when people care about animals, they care about conserving their species, and conservation is really at the core of what we do at Louisville Zoo. And so I'm just really glad I get to be a part of that conservation mission every day. Thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Karina Newsom, and I graduated from Malone's Zoo and Wildlife Biology program in 2015, and I most recently graduated with my master's in biology from Georgia Southern University, and my expertise focuses on bird science or ornithology. And I currently serve as the community engagement manager at Georgia Audubon, where a lot of my work centers around the intersection of wildlife conservation and community outreach. Previously, my work has included animal keeping as an ambassador animal keeper at Nashville Zoo, and a similar keeper position at the Cleveland Metro Parks Zoo, where I specialized in animal training, environmental education, and animal care.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Payne. I graduated from Malone University in 2016 with a degree in zoo and wildlife biology and a minor in psychology. I'm an environmental education specialist working at Kings Gap Environmental Education Center. Kings Gap is a state park located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. As an environmental education specialist, my main job is to present programs that teach people about local flora and fauna, Pennsylvania ecology, biology concepts as they relate back to nature, and also current environmental issues and ways that people can help and make a difference. Along with these program topics, I also lead interpretive hikes, recreation programs, teach people about the history of Kings Gap, and also lead kind of impromptu, informal programs on the weekends. Our main program audience is just whoever happens to be visiting the park, but we also will host and teach school groups that are here on field trips, teach Boy Scout and Girl Scout troops, and we also host summer camps during the summer months. We're regularly developing new programs, so part of my job is to kind of brainstorm and come up with new program topics and write the lesson plans that go along with them. I love the field of environmental education. I get to call the great outdoors my office. I'm constantly learning new things and getting to share that knowledge with others, and I love having the opportunity to connect people with nature and inspire them to be good stewards of their environment.
Hello, my name is Alison Black. I graduated from Malone in 2012, so 9 years ago. That's crazy. I have worked a number of different jobs since graduating from Malone. Most of my work has centered around birds, but right after I graduated, I worked as a zookeeper for about 2 years and then went to grad school. And that really focused my attention to birds. So right now I work as a seabird marine mammal observer for NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. I'm contracted to go out on NOAA's research ships, which are usually between 250 and 300 feet, and I go for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. I work out of the Northeast office. So we will go everywhere from the Gulf of Maine into Canadian waters in the north, and then as far south as the Outer Banks. Everything south of that is covered by the Southeast office. I've done a number of different jobs in between that time as well. I've worked for state agencies as a wildlife biologist. I lived on a semi-remote island for 3 summers monitoring shorebirds. I've worked doing forest bird surveys, pretty much anything involved with birds. But right now my specialty is pretty much seabirds and shorebirds. So it's a lot of fun to be able to get out into the ocean, and it's definitely a really unique experience to be out there. And like I said, it's a lot of fun.
Hi, my name is Jesse Sockman. I graduated from Malone University in 2017 with a degree in zoo wildlife biology and a minor in psychology. My time at Malone prepared me to go on and obtain a master's degree from Eastern Kentucky University and led to my job I'm in now as the Amphibian and Reptile Conservation Research Associate at The Ohio State University. My job is always exciting. I get to travel across Ohio, seeing beautiful habitat and interacting with incredible species, some that are state threatened or endangered species, such as the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, the eastern hellbender, and the Blandings turtle, as well as common species like the painted turtle, which it's always important to keep common species common, so protecting habitat for them is just as important. Now, as we think about a day in the field, it's important to think of a lot of my job being collaboration. So working with groups like the Ohio Department of Natural Resources or the Nature Conservancy really helps extend the reach of conservation. So whenever I can work with these groups helping in the field, that's always important. Now, field work can of course be very diverse. So someday I might be setting camera traps to look at snake movement or evaluating the status of Blandings turtles in a wetland like the one that's behind me. And so with all of this data that we collect, it's important to take it and put it to work. So we can't just have data sitting there. So a lot of my job once the field season ends is analyzing data. And so this data can then be turned into reports and results and hopefully some publications that can be used to inform management action, direct our future resource, and the greatest hope is to inform conservation action, whether that is here in Ohio or even more broadly. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for listening. And if you ever have any questions, definitely reach out. I'd love to talk to you more about the research field as well as wildlife. So thank you guys again.
Hello, my name is Anna Killian. I graduated in 2020. Right now I am working with the Conservation Corps of Minnesota and Iowa as an individual placement, and I'm placed at the National Park Service with their Great Lakes Invasive Plant Management team. So I am located in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin for the winter months. So during the winter months, our team helps come up with planning for invasive species for removal, as well as doing a bunch of training and preparation for our field season, which is kind of the more exciting part. So during the field season, we get to visit 10 to 12 different national parks, as well as lake shores, trails, and historical sites around the Great Lakes region. And we help them remove their invasive species on their land. It's pretty as simple as that. So we'll get to do a lot of chainsaw work, as well as spraying herbicide and hand pulling some other species in more fragile habitats. So our team really gets to assist the different parks, and my role in that is just to be more hands and feet, as well as bringing expert knowledge to these parks on their invasive species. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Michael Shoup. I graduated from Malone University in 2019 with double majoring in both zoo and wildlife biology and environmental studies with a minor in psychology. I just recently got hired as a zookeeper at the African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. As a zookeeper, our days look a little different. Each day, we could be in the giraffe barn, where in the winter we house our giraffes 24/7 and our larger African hoofstock. During the summer, we could be working in the walkthrough, which houses our kinkajous, kangaroos, Patagonian cavies, and warthogs, among other animals. And then we could also be working in the drive-through, which has our bison, elk, deer, cattle, alpaca, and our ducks. During each shift, we are expected to provide daily diets, to monitor the animals to make sure that they are physically healthy, to make sure that their enclosures are clean, and that they have enrichment so they are mentally stimulated and mentally healthy.
Hi, so my name is Carrie. I am a Malone University graduate from the year 2017, Currently, as you can see, I am not in Ohio. I am in Guam, which is a small island in the South Pacific Ocean that is actually a part of the US, where I am an avian field technician with the Ecology of Bird Loss Project. This project works through Iowa State University and sends biologists out to Guam to study the impact of the invasive brown tree snake on the bird population. So currently there's only one type of bird left here on island in the forest, which is called the Micronesian starling. And I study those birds to try to figure out why they remain, why the other birds were lost, and how we can hopefully in the future bring back species such as the Guam kingfisher and the Guam rail or the cocoa bird. We can bring them back to this island and restore Guam to the beautiful tropical paradise it once was.
Hi, my name is Michelle Hines, and I'm currently a seasonal animal care worker at Potter Park Zoo in Lansing, Michigan. I graduated from Malone last year in 2020, and I really enjoyed my time there. It really helped prepare me for working in a zoo, especially the animal collection on campus. I worked a lot with the reptiles. Those are my favorite. Currently, at my position at Potter Park, I mainly work with the farm animals and other hoof stocks, so like elk and rhino, and also some of the aviary sections, which includes the Magellanic penguins and various other birds.
Hello everybody, my name is Kennedy Johnson and I graduated from Malone in 2019, and at the moment I am in between jobs, but I'll tell you about my last job where I was a prescribed fire intern, which was pretty cool. But I worked at Piedmont National Wildlife Refuge in central Georgia, and the whole purpose of that refuge existing is for this one bird species that is federally endangered, and is the red-cockaded woodpecker. And this is the only woodpecker species that makes their nest cavities in live pine trees. So the kind of habitat that they need is open pine woodland, and that means they need a lot of tall, like adult pine trees that's very open with not many trees in between. You can easily see through the forest, and not many hardwoods because they don't use those. And so the way that they achieve those habitat goals is with fire and timber. So timber will mark the trees so they can go through and cut out like hardwoods and pine trees that aren't very good trees, ones that are like windy, ones that they won't use for nest cavities. And it really opens up the forest to what the kind of habitat that they need. And then fire will go through and it will burn it on a cycle of every 3 years. So that keeps all of the baby hardwoods down, and it kills, like, it might kill like tall hardwoods, but it's just kind of to keep the baby hardwood trees from growing up and taking over. So it just like will kill them every 3 years, but I mean they always come back because that's why they have to keep burning every 3 years to keep that down and keep the habitat what the red-cockaded woodpecker needs to thrive. And those two habitat management tools are working really well because the red-cockaded woodpecker, their population is rising way faster than they expected, and they might be delisted soon, but I don't know. But yeah, prescribed fire is a good thing. A lot of people think that fire is a bad thing, and they also think timber is a bad thing, but it achieves the goals that, it might not be pretty, but it achieves the goals that we need to help conserve our native species that need help. And that's not to mention that lighting stuff on fire for fun, not for fun, on purpose, is fun. So yeah, fire is awesome. My next job is going to be in Utah doing the same thing, except also fighting some wildfire. So fire is a fun world. All the people in it they're adult children. So, but we're doing it for a good cause. We get good results and help out our native species. So, prescribed fire.